Hey, what is up? The Preston 13 here, and we're gonna do something a little different this time. I was so we've done a lot of case breaks. If you checked out the channel, box breaks, blaster box breaks recently. I was organizing stuff, getting ready for the big case break this weekend in the hobby box I got. Well, we're gonna do tomorrow. Um, and I ran across this. So I was organizing some stuff, and first of all, I'll show you these. These will be kind of fun for our racing fans. Um, I do enjoy racing. We found some of these. I have no idea what they are. Look at the back real quick. 2014. They're about 5 years old. By MJ Holding Company. So just for fun, we'll see what's in there. But we found this box. I found this box amongst my other little boxes. I'm assuming what happened is I got it as a gift or something, and I put it away. My mom will often buy me baseball cards she finds around. Well, that was a horrible attempt, wasn't it? And then maybe got mixed in with my other ones. But before we open it up, I guess I'll show you. So just standard little box. I don't think that means anything. But this sticker, if you Google that, it looks like somebody else had one, and it was full of just old wax packs. Probably, I think it was just, the way overproduced years, the late 80s, early 90s top stuff. And there are some sealed packs here. I tell you what, I was half anticipating. There's some loose cards in there too. I was half anticipating it would be some jerk at a yard sale or something, with some loose, crappy cards in here. Wow, so I can see some Fleer, and there's no doubt going to be some Tops, maybe some Donruss. There's definitely going to be some Bubble Gum. I think those are old Tops. All right. All right. I remember, I think my mom got me that for a birthday present. And at some point, I must have just put it in with the other lump of white boxes I have in there and forgot about it. So, first off, I apologize to my mother. She's the greatest. And who knows, she may have ran across something good here. This may be going back quite a little ways. Her and my stepdad used to enjoy going to yard sales. Oh, he did. I don't know how much he did, but he loved them. It'll be kind of easy with these. We'll open these real quick and see what's going on. Who knows? Pardon me. Taro Palmroth. Oh, just butchering that name. Let's see who these cards are made by. PPG IndyCar World Series. Sorry. There we go. 1992. AW Sports. All right. Race fans, here we go. Start your engine. I guess our engines are started. I'm sorry. Gordon Johncock, Scott Brayton, Bernard Jourdain. I have a good friend of mine who's racing. And Dennis Vitolo comes from a big time racing family, going back many, many years. And he would be able to tell me who these guys are. Not a name I recognize so far. Johnny Parsons. I'll assume he's related to old Benny Parsons. Somewhere down the line. Johnny Parsons Jr. I don't imagine we're going to get anything great here, people. But it's fun. Al Unser. Any race fan's going to know Al Unser. Al Unser Sr. Tony Bettenhausen with the family. Scott Brayton one more time. He's a popular guy. And Ted Propus. Yeah, that's a very, very typical 90s look there. First time we've had racing cards on the channel. I found some old wrestling cards and some President's cards, James K. Polk and stuff like that, earlier when I was cleaning out too. Some golf cards, Olympic cards, all-time great, Parnelli Jones, IndyCar racer, if I remember correctly. Johnny Boyd, Lloyd Ruby, and Bill Vukovich Jr., another all-time great. All right, one more of these, and then we're going to see what's in this guy. That's going to be fun. I do appreciate you hanging out. We have some incredible stuff lined up this weekend. The case break on Sunday, a Panini hobby box break, legacy cards tomorrow. I got some Panini Elite Extra Edition. It's only 5 cards per box, but we got 3 little boxes. And we just might pull something good. Hero Matsushita. Don't try that one at home. I get in trouble, kids. Ted Propus in his awesome jacket one more time. Jeff Andretti. Any Andretti's going to be good. Jeff Wood. Rick Mears. And Pancho Carter. Pancho's a good name. Pancho was a bandit boy. His horse was fast as polished steel. He wore his gun outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. If you don't know that song, Google it. It's, oh man, look at that right on top. Hold on. All right, let's settle down now. Let's set these aside for a minute. That's Willie Nelson, Pancho and Lefty, and Merle Haggard. So right on top, when I open this thing up, I won't keep you in suspense. It's a good player. I don't know that I suspected to see many good players here. It's Derek Jeter. We could argue about where he ranks on the list of shortstops, but you don't have to go down that list very far to get to Derek Jeter. I'm a Barry Larkin guy myself. All right, let's pull these out and we'll see. I'm gonna have to call my mom and thank her tomorrow because that's funny. That's funny. Things probably been in there for a couple years. 1990 Fleer. 1990 Fleer. I'll organize these and then I'll show them to you real quick. I do appreciate your patience. Preston underscore sports over on Twitter. I do post before we go live. Hit that subscribe button. I have the schedule built out typically a day or two in advance if I can plan it. Some more Fleer. This one's a 91. We'll look at all these close. Now, these are all wax packs. These are mass-produced cards. There would be very particular card you're looking for in terms of rookies. There's Don Russ. Some scorecards, more Don Russ, some scorecards. And these are Upper Deck. Upper Deck. Oh, man. All right. I haven't looked at the screen here in a second. So we got these premieres. That seems to be the only pack of premieres, OPGs. So let me organize these a little bit more here for you. So it's funny that we've been talking about my mom. She must have heard us because she just called me. She's on my ear in the Bluetooth right now. I'm opening an old box of baseball cards you got me, and it's full of all kinds of good stuff. I'll call you back in just a little bit, all right? All right. Love you too. My cat's made an appearance in the video. The dogs barked earlier today. That was my mom. I think on one of the earlier ones you can hear my son. So I just tried to just organize these, kill a little time there. We got this stack right here is just some loose cards that were put on the top in the mix for us. We have this Topps pack, 1989. So as we go through, and I can remember most of these, but I don't want to give you bad information. I'm going to type in to the old Google machine here, 1989 MLB rookies. Let's see what we get. Randy Johnson, John Smoltz, Nolan Ryan. These are the most valuable, obviously. Nolan Ryan, not a rookie then, but Randy Johnson, John Smoltz, Gary Sheffield, rookie. Does that sound right? Is it a little too late for Gary Sheffield? I remember Greg Jeffries card. So there's some of the guys you'd be looking for in 1989. And I think that's our only tops. Our only tops and our only premiere. We'll set right there. Now, as far as the scorecards, we have two, 1990 and 91. In 1990, we'll be looking for, some of the same guys, Nolan Ryan and those guys hung around for a while. And yeah, Frank Thomas. I'm looking at 1990. Sammy Sosa, rookie, Bernie Williams, Juan Gonzalez, and of course, the King Griffey Jr. that year, number 336. Any King Griffey Jr., he'll be the guy. That's what you want, King Griffey Jr.'s. As far as 1991 goes, a lot of the same guys. Early in Jeter's career, Alex Rodriguez, guys like that. Let me get one more look and we'll continue with this. Chipper Jones. Everybody loves Cal Ripken, Nolan Ryan. Those will be mainstays throughout, most of their career now that we're getting 20 years past that. All right, so sorry about that. Slowed down a little bit just to give you a few names. Ricky Henderson's going to be guys like that. We'll come across more that I've forgotten. But I don't want to spend any more time looking up. So we talked about our score. Can you see our score? Just one pack to top, one pack of Premier, two packs of scores. We got 4 packs of Don Russ baseball. We'll look at each one a little closer as we move through them. Let's see. Must be missing where the year's written on there. So Don Russ, what do you say? We'll probably say the upper decks were the best looking cards in this time period. We got 92, 91, and 1990. I always preferred the look of the upper decks back then. And a Fleer logos and stickers, 91 and 1990. So all in that kind of the same range here. Should we look at the stack of cards that are supposed to be good here on top? Let's go ahead and do these first. Derek Jeter. (2008) card. That's a Ken Griffey Jr. 1990 Don Russ card. Look at that rookie year, 1989. Awesome. Right on top here in the loose cards. Obviously came into the league with the Mariners. Put in the chat there anything you want to see. If you want me to look up anything in particular. Let me take a look. 1990 Don Russ. Ken Griffey Jr. Cal Ripken. This is a 1990 Topps. Yeah, I think technically that's going to be... That'll be Ken Griffey Jr.'s second year card. 89 Juniors, what you want. Cal Ripken always holds its value. That's actually a pretty good looking card. Slightly off centered. You can see this side. The left side's just slightly thinner. These old Don Russes, these 1990 Don Russes, were notoriously bad for issues. Printing area, they'd have lines moving right across here. At one point, they had a John Smoltz where it wasn't John Smoltz. It was actually, was it Glavine? Tom Glavine was actually on there. They put the wrong name. Man, who put this box together? Let me thank them. George Brett, 1989 Don Russ. I liked the look of these cards when they came out. Back then, I'm 10, 11 years old. I was 10 years old in 1989. The shine is not wanting to really let some of these come into focus. And I remember collecting so many of these cards. The old, that Don Russ 90 we just looked at, George Brett. I liked it. I liked the contrast of colors, the black borders. It's a 1991 Pacific trading card with a very young Nolan Ryan picture celebrating his 500th strikeout. Awesome. Hank Aaron. Hammer and Hank. 1954 was his rookie year. Remind you of that right there. It's an upper deck card. Baseball Heroes. I remember the old Kmart cards. This one's Mickey Mantle. A lot of these cards seem to be in very good condition. I got an old mantle. It's not in great condition, but I do have a mantle, and I will show it to you sometime if you'd like. Chasing History. Teddy Ball Game, Ted Williams, the Boston Red Sox. One of my top 5 players of all time. There's no doubt about it. Dude was just ridiculous. Can't believe this box was sitting in my closet. That's awesome. An Upper Deck Joe DiMaggio. October 1936, DiMaggio helps the Yankees beat the Giants in the World Series. Joe DiMaggio. Who's that? That's Babe Ruth shaking hands with. Who's that? All right, so those were just the cards that came out on the top of this box. So if you're just to recap, we have found this box I opened, this 100 years of Hall of Fame. It was taped shut. Must have been bought at a reseller or a yard sale or a flea market. And it was full of wax packs and 90, 89, 90, 91, 92 upper decks. We got scores, Don Russ. We even got a premier pack, only one pack of tops. But this is awesome so far. These they threw these in as a bonus. We just got through those, and then we don't want to forget about our race fans. Please leave me some comments if there's anything you want to share about some of these old guys that I didn't know. Now into the fun. Now we've actually reached the point where I'm a little bit excited, and that's opening a fresh pack of 30-year-old cards. Let's start with an 89 Topps. We'll take a look. You can feel the bubble gum in there. I'll put these, and you always hope that when you opened it, the good card in the pack wasn't the same card with the bubble gum because it might get a little residue on it. 15 bubble gum cards, one stick of bubble gum. Win a trip to 1990 spring training. Topps Major League Baseball. All right. Spring Fever Baseball. You can even enter to with no purchase necessary. You could just send them your name in the mail. 1989 Topps Company. Made in the USA. Durea, Pennsylvania. We got somebody else joining the live stream. Welcome. If there's anything you want to talk about, feel free to throw it in the chat box, and I'll do my best to address it. I see a little residue on that card already. And before we look, oh, look at that's what I was talking about right there. Now that's a little more pronounced than it would have been when I was younger. I don't remember them being quite that bad, but obviously it's been sitting in the wrapper for 30 years. So here's your stick of bubble gum. It's hard as a brick. And let's see what we got. David Cone. I found an old Allen and Ginter card of David Cone, numbered to 99 earlier. It's one of the tiny ones. This was your base set in 1989. We'll take a quick look. It was nothing fancy. This card actually looks pretty good in terms of being centered. It was not uncommon for there to be those kind of printing errors back then where the card would be a little wonky. But that David Cone looks pretty good. I'll give you the back. 710 in the set. And look at that. Look at that long minor league run he had there. Breaking through with the Mets in 1988. It'll be a second year David Cone. And our second card in to one of these packs, and it's a Hall of Famer. No, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, is he? I can't remember. I think he might have got in the past 2-3 years or something. He was an excellent player. Rivalry with my local Cincinnati Reds. We saw a lot of Craig Biggio. That one's going to get set aside. And we'll be putting him in a penny sleeve sometime very soon. Bobby Meacham. Brian Harvey. Jody Reed was a very good player for a number of years. If I take after analytics and stuff, I'd have to go back and look. Might be a borderline Hall of Famer, Jody Reed. He was that good for at least 4 or 5 years. Teddy Higuera. Do not remember Teddy. Sorry, buddy. Jeff Robinson. And then what is this? 1989 Collector's Edition Glossy All-Stars and Hot Prospects. That's old Jose Canseco there with his massive forearms. Terrifying. Not a guy you'd want to batty. Bobby Bonilla. Not a guy you want to pitch against in 1989, that's for sure. Part of the Killer Bees, Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds starting out with the Pirates. And I believe the Mets still have to write Bobby Bonilla a check this year, don't they? Yeah, the guy hasn't played baseball in 25 years. He's still cashing checks from the Mets. Google it, kids, because it's hilarious. There's another guy. Was it Brett Saberhagen, maybe? No, that's not right. There's somebody else. The Google machine will tell you. Jay Howell. That's an all-star card, by the way. I guess we should pause. It's kind of an insert from that time period. So the back would have given you the league leaders from the last year. It's runs batted in. I'll give you a little thing about the player there as well. Jay Howell, Donnie Hill, Stan Jefferson, and Jack McKeon, longtime manager. Pedro Guerrero, Herm Winningham, and Tommy Bernansky. And all the cards in that pack look pretty good, really. Um, yeah, somebody took care of that pack. Awesome. 1989 Topps baseball with the bubble gum. And we got ourselves a Hall of Famer, Mr. Craig Biggio. What do you want to do next? Fleer, score, Don Russ? Put it in the chat. If you have a preference. I got to pause to take a drink of water because I'm talking too much. Whew. All right. What do you say? Fleer's just kind of sticking out at us here. We'll go 91 and work our way backwards. This is known to be one of the worst sets of baseball cards in the history of baseball cards. So we'll see what happens. If you look at, we'll take a quick look at the wrapper. Collect the Provision Sports Art. It was probably horrible, don't remember, but we might find out. 14 cards and one sticker. Something for you to stick around the house and get yelled at by your parents for. Major League Club insignia depicted on this product are trademarks. Well, that's good. I don't think the Fleers had gum. That was a Topps thing. There's your stickers. You could put them on your little binder. Back in the day, we didn't have these little, well, nobody used them in my neighborhood, the little slide-in plastic things. You had pages, like in a binder. But when you slid them into the little slots, it was 100% guaranteed to ruin the corner of your card. The pages were always too tight. All right, here we go. 1991 Fleer baseball. Let's hope it's not as horrible as I remember. Oh, we're upside down. Bad start already. Oh, they are. Yeah, this. But it's Kirby Puckett. Yeah, I loved Kirby Puckett, one of my favorite players. We're going to put him in the Hall of Fame pile. Bill Spires. I remember all these cards. Steve Baloney. I'm sorry, Steve Alboni. Yankee fans called him Baloney once or twice, I'm sure. Herm Winningham. He wasn't a bad player for a few years with the Reds. Clay Parker. I guess I just kind of blew right past the hideousness of these cards. You can see the bright yellow. The camera doesn't even really want to focus in on it. All kinds of colors on the back. Mike Fitzgerald's big smiling face. Give you a good look at those. Tino Martinez. Jamie Quirk. Mike Aldrett. Keeping it low. You got to keep low to the ground out there, kids, when you're getting those ground balls. Dave Gallagher and his fancy mustache. Carmen Castillo showing off his bat speed. Some horrible 1991 camera trying to catch it. Couldn't do it. Got fuzzy there. It's a Barry Bonds card. This has to be one of the better cards you could hope to pull out of a pack of these, right? Nope, I skipped one. Chris Gwynn and Dave Steeb. Steve might have made a couple All-Star games. Barry Bonds. How about that? 1991. If you see him today, his head wouldn't fit in this circle. That's good. Into the Hall of Fame pile, though. That dude was one of the best baseball players I've ever seen, ever. Way before the other stuff happened. 1990 Fleer. I'm having a hard time remembering what these look like in my brain. Collect Fleer limited edition sets. I think these have the little swoopy thing. I think these are a bad set too. If this is the set this is. I remember this being the Sammy Sosa rookie cards. I think were the. Yeah, these were. I didn't care much for these when I was younger either. All right, here we go. 10th anniversary edition. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Oh, it's a sticker. Nice. The Detroit Tigers. Pete Harnish. Let's take a look at Pete. Yeah, I did not care for I remember getting a pack of them, my first pack, and being disappointed with just the aesthetics of it and how it looked. Oh, we got our stickers. We'll keep the stickers separate for now. All right, so it's Pete Harnish, Larry Anderson, Storm Davis, had a few good years with the Athletics, Melito Perez, Bob Guerin, Charlie Hayes, he was a pretty good player, Bobby Witt, I think he made an All-Star appearance or two. I think he had one, maybe two good years. I think he bounced around the league for a little bit. Gerald Perry. Oh, there we go. Human Dynamos, Kirby Puckett, and Bo Jackson. Bo knows 90 Fleer. Look at those guys. You can see this one's a little off center. That border here on the right hand side, your left. How's that work? Mirrors. So Kirby Puckett, we saw him earlier. It's a phenomenal player. And then Bo Jackson. If it weren't for injury, he would have gone down as one of the best to ever do it. Denny Walling, maybe in two sports. And that dude was ridiculous. Andy Allenson. Yeah, I've never heard of Andy. Juan Samuel. Mike Devereaux. Oh, we almost skipped Charlie O'Brien. And Louis De Los Santos. We got one more. Didn't we have a Kirby Puckett? Did I not pull Kirby out of the pile? One more pack of the 90 Fleer. Get something good. Yeah, I don't know how much good there was in this set, to be honest with you. All right, no peeking. True or false? The Seattle Mariners were originally named the Seattle Pilots. Number 2, what other club entered the American League as the same year as the Mariners? Number 3, true or false? The Kingdom was the first dome stadium in the American League? The Kingdome. Jeez, sorry, the Kingdome. And number four, what American League city is the furthest distance from Seattle? So number one, true or false? Seattle Mariners named the Seattle Pilots. That's true. I would have guessed true. False. Oh, well, we're gonna spin it around. False. Always known as Mariners, Pilots became the Milwaukee Brewers. It was the Blue Jays that came around the same year as the Mariners. Number three was true. The Kingdome was the first in the American League. And Boston is the furthest distance from Seattle. We didn't play that game with the Detroit one. I don't know if you guys like that game or not. You tell me. Rich Roden. I don't remember Rich Roden. Jim Abbott. Everybody remembers Jim Abbott. This one has a printing error on it. Pretty obvious as soon as you look at. Oh, sorry. Let me see if I can. Oh, come on now. This is the, oh, there we go. I don't know if you can see, but just at the tip of the J, there's a little pink dot. And as far as errors go, back then that's a very minor one. Those things were pretty frequent. Dave Steve one more time. Dave Parker, the Cobra, one of my favorite players growing up in Cincinnati. I'm going to put him in the good pile, as a matter of fact. It's Steve Jeltz. Steve Jeltz. Mike Flanagan. John Smiley. John Smiley was really good for a few years. And it's Kirby Puckett one more time, folks. Everybody ride the Kirby Puckett train. Here we go. A 1990 All-Star Ryan Sandberg. Rhino. We didn't have cable and all that fancy stuff. Get on the internet. So here in Cincinnati, I was lucky enough to get a Chicago channel that pushed the signal pushed just far enough south. And I spent a lot of time watching the Cubs when I was young. A lot of time watching the Jordan-led Bulls. And round about this time with the Ryan Sandberg and Sean Dunston, Andre Dawson, you had guys like Mark Grace. The Cubs had a heck of a team back then. That's a good-looking card, right? Ryan Sandberg right after Kirby Puckett. Old checklist. Always disappointed when the checklist came around. Usually flip it at your buddy, like Ninja Star style. And it was all fun until somebody lost an eye, and then, parents were called and the whole thing. Jeff King, Bill Swift, Ozzie Smith, a Hall of Famer. We'll put him in the good pile. Nick Osaski, Cincinnati legend. And Eric King, no relation to Jeff King. Hell, they might be related. I don't know. If you know, put it in the comments. Jeff King, Eric King, 1991. Were they related? All right. Let's set those aside. So we got left the Premier Pack in the back, 1992 OPG. We still got Score, Don Russ, and I think I'm going to save the Upper Decks. I never did figure where's the. So those are 1989, 1988. Ooh, those are bad. But the 89, Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson. might have to save that pack for last. Yeah, this will be our last pack. That has potential. So you can see on the front, there's no year. They would have expected you to know the year when you went shopping for these back in 1989. 1989 right there. So we're going to open that one last. That has the potential to have a couple really good cards in it. This is exciting. I haven't seen some of these names in 30 years. Oh, I just kind of tore right into it. I'm sorry. So take a quick look. It's actually pretty packed. Pretty packed. 1992 baseball. Premier OPGs. 8 cards per pack. Cartes des Baseball. Out of London, Canada. They are owned or licensed through, or they were, Topps. All right, let's see the Canadian take on the American baseball card. I remember these. I had a lot of OPGs. I don't remember exactly where I used to buy them. It's nothing fancy. Pretty standard baseball card. Come on. Let me turn on the light a little brighter, see if that helps. There's Ken Hill. And there's Darryl Strawberry in a Dodgers uniform. The year was 1992. Opened him in a good pile. Bernie Williams recently made the Hall of Fame. And this might be his rookie card. You can see his first year in the league is that's the only thing represented on the card. Obviously, it's 99. It's 91 year. I'm pretty sure that's a Bernie Williams rookie card. That's awesome. Frank Viola was really good with the Twins and then eventually the Red Sox. You get a good look at the back of the card. Nice color scheme. I always liked the OPG cards. I really did. My favorite player in the universe was Eric Davis. The Reds won the World Series, sweeping the Athletics in 1990. He was not there for that World Series. He got injured in Game 1. But he helped lead us there. And if he would have stayed healthy, you're talking about a 30-30 guy for a long time. Eric Davis. As a matter of fact, I got an autographed picture of him there on my entertainment center, not 5 feet away from me. I'm putting him in the good pile. I'm doing it. Chris Gwynn. Rod Beck. I'm sorry these aren't pulling in as good as they were before, pulling into focus. And Bill Pacoda. I think it's too busy in the back here. We'll put those aside. We're going to do that last. We'll put it on the bottom. We'll work our way backwards through upper deck. And we'll do the scores now. Maybe if I slide those over, the cards will come into focus better. That's why we went to the black background. We were having trouble. It seems to help that way with the focus. If you keep your background nice and plain. 1990 scorecards. I always like the scorecards. A lot of people, I remember a lot of my friends didn't care for Score much. I always thought they were good looking cards. 16 player cards and one Magic Motion trivia card. Magic Motion. All right, let's see what's in here. 1990. Oh, it's going to be 1990. Looking for the same guys, that we were looking for in 1988, 89. Also, guys like Frank Thomas. I think this might have been his rookie year. I remember these just like it was yesterday. I thought they were good-looking cards. Brady Anderson. Denny Martinez. Bob Ojeda. Craig Worthington. We never did take a look at the back. Pretty standard. Nothing fancy going on there. Mike Witt one more time. Sean Hilligus. And our Magic Motion card. The MVPs. 1963 National League. I don't know. Go this way. There, you can kind of see. Ooh, trippy, huh? Sandy Koufax. And then they give you a bunch of Sandy Koufax information. I remember I had quite a few of those. Don't know whatever happened to them. We still got our Fleer stickers sitting out over here. Let's put those away. First round pick, Brent Maine. Never really did work out for the Royals there. Not for a first round pick anyway. Dave Johnson, Barry Jones, Jose Alvarez. Jose Alvarez wasn't bad. Danny Darwin, Mike Scioscia, Jim Gantner, Jose De Jesus. That's a rookie card. Usually these are coming to focus pretty well. I apologize. I don't know why we're struggling tonight. Randy Nosek and Mark Lemke. 1990 score. Yeah, that was not a great pack. All right. Just under an hour. I got to pause for another drink of water. We'll move along a little quicker. I am having fun reminiscing old players, looking at these cards. I haven't thought about them forever. Now this is your 1991 score. And I like these as well. As I said earlier, I was a fan of the score cards. Player cards and trivia cards, 16 player cards and one Magic Motion card again. And Glenn Braggs. He was a good player for the Reds. Jerome Walton, Wally Backman, Corey Snyder. A pretty plain looking card, not a whole lot going on, but I did like it. Keep the back pretty simple too. That's an outstanding mullet from Corey Snyder. And we got a Carlton Fisk card. He's an excellent catcher for a long time. Many, many years with the White Sox. 1990 highlight. Home run record. Awesome. We're going to put him in the good pile. Tom O'Malley. Jeff Schultz. Pete Coachman. Rookie card. Marquise Grissom. Marquise Grissom was a pretty good player for the Expos. 3-4 years later, the strike would happen and all that stuff, and the Expos would be no more. Don Carmen. Mike Boddicker. Todd Zeal. He was a good player for the Cardinals. I'm sorry. Make sure you can see those. 1968 trivia card. Mickey Stacks. Mickey Stacks the card. Jeff Robinson. Felix Furman. Mark Davis and Lloyd Mosby. Not a lot going on in that pack either. Let's move right along. 1990 Diamond King. Don Russ collection. Diamond King cards were pretty cool. So we saw the striped yellow bordered Fleer ones. Those are universally recognized as some of the worst card design ever. Pardon me. I do believe these are, yeah, I can tell from the back that they are. These are the red border design. They had massive, well, we talked about it a little earlier. We got, who was it we got? Yeah, our King Griffey Jr. This is the 90 Don Russ, and I don't know. I was always on the fence. I kind of liked it but I kind of didn't, and it kind of looked tacky with the cursive, and then all the cards. There were so many jacked up cards, weird lines running through them and stuff. Puzzle and cards featuring Carl Jastrzemski puzzle, and then the idea was you would get this one special card, and this one, for example, has 3 pieces. You see him gripping the bat there, and you would collect all these enough to make your whole puzzle, and then you would have yourself a Carl Jastrzemski puzzle. Bill Doran. There's always like one piece that everybody needed that they never let you have. Gene Nelson. Is that Gene Nelson? That looks like Dennis Eckersley. They must have been twins. There's the back of those cards. Kind of a horrible orange. Neon Dion. That's a rookie card. Awesome. Let's see how centered it is. Not very. You see the side my thumb is on is much thicker than the other side. That's not great. But I love Deion Sanders. Just an incredible 2-sport athlete. If you're not familiar with him, Go look it up, kids. Oh, man. The perils of going live. Excuse me. Ricky Jordan's up next. John Wetland, he had a few good years. Chris James. Hey, look, Dennis Eckersley. Tell me these guys can't be brothers. Sweet mustaches. Vince Coleman was very good for quite a while, borderline Hall of Fame guy. I'd have to see how he stacks up with the sabermetrics and stuff. Tracy Jones. Roberto Alomar is a very good player. Larry McWilliams. Brian Harper. Like something stuck together there. No. Alvin Davis. MVP. So this, I think this, yeah, we hadn't seen another MVP card. It was actually one of the better looking of this year. There weren't a whole lot of variants. They had the Diamond Kings, which were pretty good. Rod Nichols, Cal Daniels, and Milt Thompson. Cal Daniels, he had left the Reds that year, and then they went on to win the World Series. All right, good stuff. Moving right along. We'll do another Don Russ. We actually have two of these. 1988. Okay. What are these? These are 89. And we got the one last Don Russ down there. We'll be looking for particular rookies. We'll look at the 88. These are bad. It's not good. Puzzling cards. Stan Musial this time with the puzzle card. Collect all 63 pieces. Now the first 61 pieces you would have like no problem. You could rack those up after buying 6-7 packs. You'd be ready to go. But those last two pieces were impossible. So there's Stan Musial stomach for you there. 2 packs of these. We'll go ahead and open the other one. Not necessarily that the cards were awful. The color scheme didn't bother me. It's just a bad year for baseball cards. Not a lot of rookies. Tom Glavine would be the guy you'd be looking for. Kelly Gruber, Danny Darwin, Storm Davis, Bill Gullickson, Shane Raleigh, Steve Lombardozzi, Greg Booker. There's a Jose Canseco. His 3rd-year card, 4th-year card. He was a rookie in 1980. Well, came into the league for a little while in 85, but his rookie card would have been 86. Put him in the good pile. It's Vince Coleman one more time. Jerry Brown. Jimmy Jones. Brooke Jacoby. He was a good player for the Indians. Tom Bernansky. We saw him earlier. Lance Parrish. Sammy Stewart. Jeff Robinson. Denny Martinez one more time. And the old checklist. Never once did I ever take a pen or pencil and try checking off all the cards. Maybe I should have. Maybe it would have been fun. Rob Deere. Another Dave Parker. Angel Salazar. There he is, Eric Davis. That's an MVP card. One of my personal favorites. Benito Santiago. Anybody that can play catcher for 25 years deserves some credit. I forget how long exactly, but my goodness, it seemed like he played forever. Mike Pagliarulo. Pagliario. You know him. It's Mike. Everybody knows Mike. Chris Bando. Mikey P. Yay, Mikey P. Craig Reynolds. Mike Kingery. Jose Uribe was a good player. Middle infielder. Good with the glove. And there's a rated rookie. It's Gary Thurman. Looks absolutely terrified to be there. Gary Thurman. And Lance Johnson. Lance Johnson actually went on to have a decent career. All right. Let's keep the rated rookies out. Why not? You have to excuse me. Sometimes I get the coughs related to an old injury. There's not a lot I can do about it. Try to drink a little water. It helps. All right. Now I told you at the top. Now we're gonna save this because there's some rookies worth having in the 1980-89. But I told you at the top, the upper deck cards looked the best in my opinion. So we'll start in 92 and work our way backwards. What's that say? Yeah, good looking pack. Find the Williams. Let's see. Yep, collect a Ted Williams set. Find one of the 2,500 personally autographed Ted Williams cards. That would just be insane. $1992. Upper deck. Healed in pretty good. That's for sure. Gee. Yeah, I remember. I remember the upper decks. Always, you had to be very careful because they would tend to stick together. So a quick look. Bright cards. Nothing incredibly fancy. I always liked the upper deck. That's Dale Murphy. He was a good player. Brian Jordan, star rookie. I remember the buzz around Brian Jordan when he came through. Where's that sweet spot at? So sorry. It's Tom Nevers. Yeah, I don't Gene Nelson one more time. Terry Steinbach. I remember I had like 6 of these cards. I had a ton of Terry Steinbach upper decks for some reason. Travis Fryman. Oh, we never did take a good look at the pack. The back of these had another big picture of the player. Greg W. Harris. Chuck McElroy. McElroy, I'm sorry, Chuck McElroy. Ivan Calderon. Andy Van Slyke. He's a very good player for the Pirates for a short time. Lance Johnson, we talked about him just a bit ago. He had a good career. Larry Anderson. Danny Darwin. And it's Ricky Henderson, best base runner, Major League Diamond skills. Do one more of the 92 upper deck. Once again, I do appreciate you hanging out. It's a lot of fun. Both of these packs were pretty difficult to get open. I won't fight with this one. We'll just get out our handy dandy scissors. And let's take a look. How about that? That's Pedro Martinez, kids. That's a star rookie. Look how skinny. I forgot about Pedro. I'm so sorry. I don't know if we could have pulled a better card out of these packs. This would have been the card for these packs. A Pedro Martinez star rookie card. We're going to set these other ones down and take a closer look. That's exciting. Doesn't seem to be off-centered. I don't see, it's not uncommon for you to see lots of ink or splotches. I don't really see any defects on the card. Pedro Martinez gave us what is arguably the best year a pitcher ever had. He was so ridiculously good there for a stretch of years. It may be the most dominant I've ever seen a pitcher. Right up there with, what Randy Johnson did when he came into the league. Pardon me. I'm going to let you look at that Pedro for just a second. I'm going to take a little something to help with this cough. Give me 30 seconds. I apologize. I suffered a gunshot wound many, many years ago. It went through the lung, and sometimes it acts up. It's doctor says it's called pleurisy or something. This comes covered by inflammation and aggravation. I do apologize. All right. A Pedro Martinez rookie out of that pack. That's insane. I didn't expect that. I forgot that was Pedro's year. I was trying to think of 92 and who it would be, and there he is. That's exciting. We couldn't have gotten a better card out of that pack. Not an extremely strong year, so man, we just got crazy lucky. Ken Caminetti said Landrum. I don't remember said Landrum. And I watched a lot of Cubs baseball back then. Gary Pettis, Brady Anderson. Actually, I hung around for a while. He was pretty good. Jose Uribe, Robin Ventura. He was pretty good. Mookie Wilson, the first Mookie that I ever was aware of. Mookie Betts, tearing it up now. Trevor Wilson. These were always flipped around. Man, I told you there's enough. We had 2 packs, 2 Terry Steinbacks. I told you when I saw the first one that I had like 30 of them. I may be exaggerating, but no, for real. They made so many darn Terry Steinbacks. Von Hayes was a pretty good player for the Phillies for a little bit. Billy Hatcher, he's still with the Reds organization. He ended up being a third base coach there for the longest time. He was a successful, productive player for them. And Chico Walker. All right, so we're going to put these upper decks aside in the oh, I forgot. We got more puzzle pieces. We got puzzle pieces and holograms. And one more time, man, that's awesome. That is awesome. Star rookie Pedro Martinez. Getting the sweet spot there, Pedro. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, these feel a little crinkly, a little maybe even sticky. Something happened to this pack. It just kind of feels weird. 1991 upper decks. Find one of the 2,500 personally autographed Hank Aaron cards. I remember these. I liked every year of upper deck pretty much. I don't want to be careful there. Willie Frazier's going to start off this pack. Why is it so blurry? My camera's been great. There's been all kinds of trouble in this video here. I'm sorry. Maybe if I cut down the background noise, it'll focus on the card a little bit more. Candy Maldonado. So you take a look at the card. The green stripe up the side there. And very, very similar to the other upper decks we just looked at. Scott Sanderson, Joe Bitker, Bill Long, Bob Melvin. Hey, it's Bo Jackson. Awesome. Rick Rochelle, Barry Jones, and there's The Braves hologram card. I remember having a binder with a bunch of those hologram stickers around all over it. Mike Gallego. Man, I remember him. I cannot remember how to pronounce his name, though. Ernest Riles. Franklin Stubbs. He was pretty good for a few years. And who is that? Roberto Kelly. That is the collector's choice card. A pretty cool insert for back in the day. I remember those. I liked them. Tony Fernandez. And another Dennis Eckersley. That was a first, Hall of Famer. Dennis Eckersley. That was the first pack of the 91. There was no autographed Hank Aaron. But there was a Dennis Eckersley. These do not want to peel apart easy. It's like a paper foil. It's like maybe something you would find to have a wrapper, like a candy bar wrapper. Mickey Hatcher. No relation to Billy Hatcher. Danny Darwin. Dwight Evans. He ever make the Hall of Fame? I don't think he did. A borderline Hall of Fame guy. I think that last time I looked at his stats, Albert Bell, I was thinking Dwight Evans might be a Hall of Famer. Cleveland fans will fondly remember Albert Bell. Steve Sachs. Dave West. Willie Randolph. Fast Willie, as nobody called him but me. Wally Whitehurst. Kirk Dresendorfer. Hey, it's the Cincinnati one this time. I am from Cincinnati, and the wife is from Atlanta, and those are the two that we got. How about that? 2 packs, 2 holograms. Sorry, didn't want you to have to see my ugly face poking through there. Bobby Bonilla one more time. Still cashing them checks. From the Mets, Tony Fernandez, Jack Clark, Bernard Gilkey, Dana Allison, Mike Scioscia one more time. Tony Fernandez again. Oh, wait. We just looked at those. Yeah, we're good. That's the end of that pack. It would have been... Yep. We're going to pull the holograms out. We'll put them over here. We got 3 packs left. 2 of them are 1990 Upper Decks. Win 4 1991 season tickets to a stadium of your choice. Minimum of 1 3D team logo hologram per pack. 15 cards per pack. Counterfeit proof cards. Random sequencing tamper proof pack. Let's see. Did they get anybody to sign? Not listed on this one like it was the other ones. We'd be looking for Frank Thomas. Always be nice to see a King Griffey Jr. or something, even if it isn't a rookie. Brian Fisher. Jim Gott. A couple Pirates. 3 Pirates to start off that pack. The Pirate Hot Pack. Randy Kramer. Will Clark. He's a pretty good player. Charlie Hayes. Rick Cerrone. Pedro Guerrero. Tim Wallach. They went with the smaller holograms that year. That time it's the Giants. Kevin Napier. It's Todd Benzinger. I was actually having a conversation with him the other day. We were talking about how Votto needed to get back to being Joey Votto. Off to quite a slow start this year. Brett Saberhagen. Danny Tartable was a really good player. Didn't have an extremely long period of time where he was great, though. Rafael Palmeiro of steroid infamy. Marty Peavy. And then we got another insert. It's Mickey Tettleton. He hung around the league for a long time. The penultimate pack. One more of these 1990 Upper Decks. I believe I had this thing sitting in my closet. Rod Nichols. Franklin Stubbs again. Jeff Weatherby. Tim Leary. Hojo Howard Johnson. Sid Bream was a good player for the Pirates. Israel Sanchez. One more, Bobby Bonilla. Let's see who our sticker is. This time it's the Boston Red Sox. David West. And there's your Sammy Sosa rookie card. How about that? Swinging Sammy Sosa. Most he ever hit in 273 at-bats with 7 home runs. He sure did end up hitting a lot of other ones, though, didn't he? Sammy Sosa rookie card. We've seen a Sammy. We've seen a Pedro. We've seen a second-year Ken Griffey Jr. I got to tell you, we've done a lot better in this pack than I thought. Dickie Thon, Carlos Quintana, Jose Uribe, and Alan Anderson. All right. Maybe we'll have some luck. You never know. 1989. Ken Griffey Jr. is going to be the guy. Who else are we looking for? Randy Johnson. Those are your two big ones. Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr. We got a puzzle piece. Greg Gagne. Fred McGriff was a very good player. David Wells. One of my favorite players of that era. Tommy Herr. Kevin Gross MVP card. Kevin Elster. Calvin Schiraldi. Deion James. Rick Rochelle. John Smiley. Sean Abner. Chris Sabo had won the Rookie of the Year prior. Chris James. Bill Doran. And Ken Daly. And some residue on the back of that card. Well, no Ken Griffey Jr. there. We did get one, though. We did get a Ken Griffey Jr. today. We got a Pancho Carter, too, because that's awesome. So we checked out some old racing cards. We found a random box that actually had some pretty good hits in it. They gave us, whoever put this box together, gave us some pretty nice little insert cards. Nothing crazy. That Ken Griffey Jr. there and that Cal Ripken was pretty good, really. And then just a real quick recap. I set some of these aside just for myself. I played some poker with Chris Sabo one time. How's that name drop, kids? A Sammy Sosa rookie card. The Pedro Martinez rookie card. We got a Ricky Henderson, some other random cards I pulled out. Deion Sanders, Carlton Fisk, a Bernie Williams rookie card. Ozzie Smith, Rhino with several Kirby Pucketts. And then this old Barry Bonds as well. What did we say that was? His 4th year card, 5th year card. Yeah, so not bad. 3 player rookie cards, big time players, 2 Hall of Famers to be sure. Awesome. Well, that turned out so much better than I thought it would. I do appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully, I can find. I got some boxes of stuff downstairs I need to go through. I haven't gone through in a while. If I can dig something else up this weekend, we're seeing, I will certainly share it with you. I had no idea what to expect there, and it turned out pretty sweet. Now, if you entertain me for just a second, coming up tomorrow at 5 p.m., we're going to do an Elite. I got 3 boxes, blaster boxes of Panini Elite Extra Editions. We're going to open those up at 5, and then at 8 p.m., I have a full box break. It's a hobby box of football cards, Panini Legacy cards. That's going to be awesome. Sunday, I'm thinking I got a little surprise for you in the afternoon. We'll see how that works out. But then the big one, Sunday, 8 p.m., we're doing a full case of Top Series 1 jumbo packs. We're going to have 12 silver packs to open with those. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. Beyond that, I go in for some surgery on Tuesday, so there's going to be a few days where you probably don't hear from me. But we'll get up and running just as soon as we can afterwards. Again, I do appreciate it. A quick shout out to Nate and Luke for all their help with these things. I have a ton of fun with them. Please do come join us. This one ran a little longer than they normally do. But anytime you want to throw something in the chat or the comments, feel free. I like being interactive. And then make sure you subscribe and follow me on Twitter, Preston_sports. I'll post there before we go live and keep you updated as what's going on. All right, everybody. One more time, I appreciate you hanging out. I'm the Preston 13. Be good, have fun, and I'll see you next time.